Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to j76 Gaming. I am Jimmy Wild, and this is the Wildcast. Alright, we're back with another Wildcast. Here we are, episode 5, and I kind of got a new little format that I want to try to go through, try to stop the Jimmy rambling scenario that we've run into. But anyway, so we're going to kind of break it down into sections here. We're going to do updates on gaming, updates on collecting, and then we'll get into the topic for the day. So let's get started. Updates on gaming. What have I been playing? Well, it's real simple. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U for all of July. And I played about 120 hours in July, so I got nothing else done. I popped into Final Fantasy 11 like a couple times for, some stuff here and there. But like towards the beginning, but the second half of the month was all Xenoblade Chronicles X. Which I'll probably have some videos coming out for that, because there's a lot of stuff that I was trying to research, and I was like, man, this is not easy. but anyway, so that's that. That's all I've been doing on gaming wise. But yeah. So part 2 is what's going on with the collecting. And actually the background here I got to change because I redid it how I had everything laid out. But that's for another day. So what I get, so yeah, let's go through this. So a couple months ago I got a 3DO, like an FZ1, like complete inbox, and it was awesome, but it came damaged. Like I opened it up, everything looked fine, but there was a disc in the drive, and that wasn't supposed to be there. As far as I know, you're not supposed to ship any sort of disc drive with a disc in it, especially like an old 25, 27, 30-year-old console, right? So anyways, the laser mechanism was jammed up, out of alignment or something. So after 2 days of me reading through forums and posts and watching YouTube videos, I managed to get it taken apart and put back together, and I added some grease in there so that the gears, speaking of gears, I was worried that the gears were broken. That's what I was really worried about, and it turns out they were okay, so that was good. So I just greased everything up, put it back together, and it works. I guess that's good. So yeah, it's a win, I guess. But anyways, so with all that said, what did I get? Because I love everything in a box, I got a controller in a box. And I probably paid too much for it, but I want the box. The box looks cool sitting on the shelf. Otherwise the controller just sits there and the cables are all, you can never get the cables to look really good again, like when they come out of the box. So anyway, so I got a controller. And I picked up a few games, not a ton, because I'm not really, I'm not really actively collecting 3DO games. This was just kind of one of those things I was watching for a 3DO, and I found one. I was like, I'm getting it. But I do keep my eyes out for some games. And I picked up Space Ace. And once again, the green screen is always messing with the artwork, but I kind of like the look of the game, and I definitely like the box artwork is pretty cool. I'm a sucker for box artwork. that'll come up a lot. And then Dragon's Lair. In Dragon's Lair, I have at least some history with. I love this game. I cannot, for the life of me, remember what console, or was it console? It had to have been PC. It had to have been PC. I bet I still have it and can find it on PC somewhere in the mountains of games that I have. But anyway, so I love playing it, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of goofy, and I just like it. So that's why I wanted that one. So yeah, that's the 3DO stuff. And like I said, I'm not actively collecting 3DO, but what I am actively collecting is Sega Genesis. It's one of my favorite consoles. So I've gotten quite a few Genesis games recently. Relatively recently, whatever. But one of the favorite things I got, and like I said, I love box artwork, is this Weapon Lord. Like, look how cool that looks. Like, that just looks good sitting on the shelf, right? So anyways, I picked that up. That's really my only update on the Genesis stuff. I do have some cool stuff coming in the mail, though. Ooh! Anyway, that'll be another episode. What else we got? Oh yeah, Wii U. So, like Genesis, I am actively collecting Wii U, along with Jaguar. You can see the Jaguar stuff in the back, but I am collecting Wii U. I'm about 67% through the North America retail release that I have. But I picked up a couple of cool things. And let's see what we got. Oh yeah, so like I said, I'm building the retail collection. So what did I get? Barbie Dreamhouse Party. What's up? And Barbie Puppy Rescue. Hey, when you're going for a full collection, you got to collect the girly stuff too. And actually, I can probably get canceled by calling Barbie girly stuff, but whatever. It's kind of girly. But anyway, so here's something. Now, this one I am super excited about. And it's big, so let me get it. So I got the Smash, or what's it called? The Smash Splat Deluxe set. So it's got Splatoon and Smash Brothers pre-installed, and like the front of the box is cool, but the back of the box is even cooler. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. So yeah, so this is complete in box. Looks good on the shelf. Came with quite a few games, actually. Well, not a ton of games, but it came with some cool stuff. So, bundle wise, it was a good deal. Like, I'm glad I got it. All right. So yeah, so that's the first two sections, the updates on what I've been playing and what I'm collecting. So I'm going to do a quick cut, and then we'll be back with the topic of the day is the PlayStation 5 game showcase and the Xbox Series X game showcase, and who won. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. We switched scenes, so fanciness. So yeah, I want to talk about the PlayStation versus the Xbox. Like, I don't want to fuel the versus fire. You know, like, we're all gamers. Doesn't matter what console or PC you're on. Doesn't matter. We're gamers. But it is kind of news when you have two big presentations full of games, and it's kind of natural to think, well, who did a better job? So yeah, I'm going to go through a couple of the games from each that I liked, and I kind of talked about the PlayStation stuff in another episode, but we'll just, for complete sake, we'll go through them here. And then we'll kind of just talk about the presentations in general, and then who do I think won the verses. But anyways, so yeah, and like I said, we'll go through the games first, and then we'll talk about topics later. But so one of the first things I want to talk about was an indie game from Sony. We'll go through Sony first, and that was Kana. So I went through and I did a couple of screen grabs just so we can get some stuff to look at. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, here we go. I got this. Yes, here we go. Yeah, you can see I clicked the link. Indies. So we got Kana, Bridge of Spirits, which of the indie stuff really stood out to me for a couple reasons. So let's get the screenshots back up here. So yeah, so we got a beautiful environment, and it's in that kind of cartoony, kind of realistic world, which after I've been looking at this and thinking about it more, that's really the sweet spot. Because we're not there yet, game-wise, graphic-wise, where things we can make reality look real. And really it only comes, we can make some really, really beautiful looking characters and very realistic looking, but it still comes down to the mouth. Like whenever they're talking, it just seems off. It doesn't seem like a human being is talking. And I guess that's like kind of the uncanny valley. Like everything kind of is just going to look, no matter how realistic it looks, it's going to be a little bit off in the brain. So, but anyway, sorry, tangent, but we'll get back to it. So this, like I said, this is like kind of my sweet spot, is let's make something beautiful, but not super realistic. So yeah, and come on, look at this little guy. How do you gotta buy this game just for these little guys. They're just too cute. Come on. But anyways, so back to the realistic versus not realistic, and like I think the characters here are really well modeled. I like the looks. I like the colors, and I don't know. It's the perfect blend of high quality, good graphics, but cartoony still. And come on, look at the environment, just gorgeous. And this kind of comes up when I was going through getting ready for this. This kind of came up. We got a little bit of bow combat, and I love bow combat. It just makes me think of Tomb Raider, like the new Tomb Raiders, the new 3. What is it? Tomb Raider Rise and Shadow, I think. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But anyway, yeah, the bow combat is my favorite. And to get a little bit dark, I love to shoot people in the face with a bow. Like, it's awesome. But anyway, so we got some bow combat here. We got a little guy, and then we got some magic combat going on here. So magic and bow, it's a good combination. I'll take it. And then it kind of looks like where we got, you can see in the background there, the trees, that looks kind of dead. And then so as she, I guess, beats a boss, then starts to turn parts of the area of the world back alive. So this is just kind of, you can see that green is expanding. Oh, that was the last one. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's a huge win for PlayStation. All right. So then we got let's just take a look here. See, none of this other stuff really made any impact on me. I never played Oddworld, so whatever. And they made a point in the presentation saying, "Oh, this is an Annapurna." And I was like, I don't know what that means, really. Like, I don't know any of these games. I don't know any of their historical games. Without doing some research on them, maybe I did, but whatever. So the point is, nothing in the indie section really stood out other than Kena. So, third-party games. There's a couple of things. Godfall, like, it looks cool. We got some, melee action combat. I'm like, okay, sweet. But I got a bad feeling. Like, it looks cool, but I kind of got a bad feeling that it's not going to be as fun as I want it to be. But anyway, we'll kind of skip over that one. Project Athia, however you say it. This one, I'm all in. I am all in. And I got some... Let's see... Bloop. All right, so we kind of looked at screenshots like this, like I said in another episode, but we got a beautiful world, like kind of, we got a desolate ruin city here, but then we got some nature-y platforming going on, and this one gave me a feel of Tomb Raider also. Which maybe I just want more Tomb Raider games. But anyway. But yeah, it looks cool. Looks fun jumping around. There's some sort of magic element. Like you can control it looks like she's controlling the vines. Or some vines or roots or whatever to kind of take over the bad guys. And then, like, the money shot. Come on. Like, you can see it in the background. This is my wallpaper on my computer right now. It's awesome. So yeah, Square Enix. Take my money. Take it, all of it. But I also kind of wrote this in my notes, and it was like, please don't burn me on this one. I want this to be really, really good. I have high hopes, but I'm trying to keep them realistic. So please deliver. No pressure. All right, cool. So what do we got? Oh, and just thinking about it as I look at NBA 2K21, I was talking about earlier, like the realism graphics. Like this is the most realistic that I think we're gonna see for human shape graphics. So it'll be interesting to see what it actually looks like once we get it. But I'm probably not going to play it because I don't play that many sports games anymore. Resident Evil is awesome. Probably not for me, but I kind of still want to try it. I don't know. That might be do I fall for the hype later on? Which will probably be yes, but we'll see. So yeah, there was that. Whoops, I kind of scrolled past something else. Wait, where was... Oh yeah, there it is. Deathloop. Deathloop looked pretty good, actually. But I bet frustrating for me. So... But I can see the appeal of like being able to kind of loop time and change your actions or whatever. So I bet there's going to be quite a few people that'll like it. So yeah. Other than that, not too like Grand Theft Auto. I don't care. Ghostwire Tokyo, okay. Sure. I'm not bashing the game. I don't know. It's not for me. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I don't know. I don't care. Hitman 3, I don't care. Pragmata, whatever. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like the Xbox games like that I was thinking of. But the money shot, holy cow, the money shot was Horizon Forbidden West. Boom. And the trailer for this is like 3.5 minutes long, I think. 4 minutes, I don't know, whatever. It was long. And you could screenshot the entire thing because it's just like, oh, that's pretty, that looks cool. Oh, look at that. So this is it's pretty awesome. But I just just to go back. I just like the look of this, like the ocean, and you got a little something going on here. I'm not sure what all this is, but anyway, and then just kind of get in a little bit more. I guess this is the city, an old city that's kind of overgrown by trees and nature now. But yeah, God, beautiful. Then we got a little bad guy. He's ginormous. But yeah, once again, come on, look at this world, just gorgeous. And this gives me nightmares right here. There's a scene. God, this whole episode is going to be like Tomb Raider references, but there's a scene in the first Tomb Raider, the first Crystal Dynamics remake, 2013, I guess. Whatever, doesn't matter. You figure it out. Where you have to repair the radio tower, and you climb up there, and it does like this cinematic zoom around, and it shows you how high up you are on this radio tower, and it's just like the bottom of my stomach just dropped out. I was just like, oh. So that's when I realized that even in a video game, I'm afraid of heights. But anyway, so this one made me think of that. Like, this is going to give me a heart attack trying to play through this type of environment. But yeah, because there's like a little bit further in the trailer, she's hanging by like one hand, and it's like showing down. I'm like, no. But anyway, back to sunnier weather, out on the beach, looking cool, and then bow gameplay. Come on, like, just awesome. And how cool of a character is Aloy? Pretty badass. So anyways, so that's the PlayStation stuff that I wanted to cover. Yeah, Horizon definitely is the money shot, but I'm probably most excited to see what comes from Project Athia, but anyway, that's that. So let's go ahead and let's kind of switch over to Xbox. Let me scroll in my notes here a bit. Blah blah blah. All right, so Xbox did a really good job, not perfect, but a really good job with the recap in their blog post here, or their news post. But anyway, so kind of starting off with Xbox is they dropped the hammer right away, or what they thought anyway, was Halo Infinite. And I mean, it looks cool. I'm not a Halo guy. It looks awesome. Like, it looks fun. It looks like something that I would just buy to play around with every now and again. Just shoot some stuff. No big deal. But like I said, I'm not a Halo guy, so it didn't really do anything for me. But I did find it interesting that they said that it's twice the size of the last two games combined. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. It's good stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a Halo guy. The only thing Halo that I own is Halo 2. Right here. And it's really not mine. Juan, I'm sorry that you loaned me your Halo 2 like 10 years ago, and I never gave it back. I apologize. If you want it, hit me up. But anyway, I lost my place. Halo. Yeah. Oh, and then I was going to say, so this was supposed to be the big bombshell. And then, of course, there's some drama online about, like, players don't like I'm like, come on, really? Anyway, I just kind of tuned it off, and it was like, oh, there's drama about Halo. Off. Oh, yeah, as Dusk Falls. Oh, and then there's another thing is, like, did you notice? I'm assuming everyone watched. Did you notice that these were world premieres? God, they just said world premiere. Like, it was the biggest deal. And I was like, yeah, it's a showcase. You're showing new stuff. Of course it's a premiere. But anyway. As Dusk Falls. And so kudos to Xbox for providing some promotional assets, so I don't have to do screen grabs of this one. But anyway, so I mean, we're looking at an interactive drama, I guess they're called it. Like I say, like an interactive movie, basically lots of cutscenes, which is fine, and lots of story, which is great. So that's like my only, I don't want to say hang up, but it does worry me. I don't love super story cutscene heavy games. I don't dislike them, but there has to be enough action in the middle so that it's not just cutscene. And what bugs me about the cutscenes while I'm thinking about it is it's really just like if I only have an hour to play, let's say, and then you get into, like, you play for 45 minutes and then you get into like 30 minutes of cutscenes and you're just like sitting there and I'm like, I gotta go, I have to leave. So that's my hold up with those, with the heavy cutscene with games. Is that a Jimmy World problem? Yeah, probably. But anyway, but I like the artwork. You know, I think it's going to do a good job showing off graphics power. But like I said, we'll see how story driven it turns out to be. But anyway, bloop. All right. Okay. So Avowed, Obsidian had a couple things. Alright, so it's the next big epic from Obsidian. Okay. Sign me up. I'm in already. I am in already. But yeah, look at this. Look at it. I mean, just look at this desolate world. Pretty cool. Like, everything's on fire. A couple things here. So if you have not watched the trailer, I recommend you go watch the trailer. Because I had to laugh about it because they shoot arrows from like a castle keep or whatever, and they shoot like all the way across the continent. And I was like, really, come on. Like, and I get it, you're supposed to just like the arrow, you're supposed to follow it, that's your point in the video, but I was just like, but anyways, the reason I stopped here is, like, this is kind of interesting. We got so we got this statue guy, and it looks like a wolf or maybe a dog. And then I was like, Obsidian companions probably have a dog companion. Then I was like, dog meat's confirmed. We have dog meat is crossing over from Fallout. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But anyway, dog meat's confirmed. You heard it here. But yeah, so then, oh look, an arrow flying again. But just like a really cool looking dungeon. And so this was interesting to me. I got a real strong Skyrim vibe off of this, because maybe it's just because that's just the way that I play. I play Skyrim sword magic. Like, main hand is a one-handed sword, and then offhand is magic. It's usually healing or, I don't know, fire or something, but whatever, it's something magic. So I was like, I got a huge Skyrim vibe off of this. But this is interesting though, because we're actually drawing some sort of rune. So I'm like, okay, so maybe that's like part of the thing, is you have to discover the rune to learn the magic. But anyway, so then, like I said, then your hand is all glowy and you're ready to blast whatever comes out of that little doorway there. But anyway, it looks pretty cool, and it's Obsidian, so I'm in, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of lost my place. Sorry. Okay. Where are we going? We're gonna skip Fable. Spoilers. Fable. anyway, come back to that. I think I just kind of did things in whatever order I wanted to, and I forgot that I wanted to go through the order here. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Psychonauts 2. So, I am a huge Double Fine fanboy. And I backed the Psychonauts 2. It wasn't Kickstarter, but it was on Fig for quite a bit of money. More money than I'd care to say, but a lot. But anyway, I mean, I don't need to show much about Psychonauts. You either know Psychonauts or you don't, but looks pretty good, man. Like, you think about the graphics from the old days to now, like, looks good. And once again, we got lots of promotional assets to use, so that was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Looks cool. I'm excited. Alright, so there's other things that kind of wanted to zoom through. Outer Worlds, Peril on Gorgon. So, I didn't get any screenshots or anything like this. We know what Outer Worlds looks like, but this is like my question here. Outer Worlds is a great game, and I loved it. But then you get to the end, and then your character's finally getting to be like badass, and you're like, you got all these levels. I don't know, you're like whatever 20. I think I was like 27, 28, maybe like level, and then you're done. And I was like, oh well, I'll just start over. There's got to be a new game plus where I can keep playing. No, you're just done. I was like, come on. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the expansion adds some more like continued play, so you can just, I don't know, something. Like, I really want a new game plus. I really want to get to the end of the expansion and then have them say, would you like to start over and keep your character? Yes I would, very much so. So please let that happen. I'm sure that's not going to happen, but I still kind of want it to happen. But anyway, that was that. I forgot to get any notes on the medium, because now that I sit back, the medium looked really cool. This was the dual world simultaneously happening. Dual reality. There you go. That's the thing. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, this one of the games that I wouldn't normally look to for. I think this was the biggest surprise for me. So, take that with a grain of salt, because it's such a big surprise and I liked it so much I forgot to put it into this video until I accidentally scrolled over it. Okay, you got me, but whatever. So no, I'm really interested in this because you got the two realities. Like, you got the real world apparently, and then you got like the spooky world, and you can shift back and forth between the two. So I get kind of a what I think, and this is a bad example, but like in Contrast, I don't know if you ever played Contrast, where you could jump into the shadows to like solve a puzzle. So like if you needed to get from here to here, and here there was no stairs, but there was a shadow on the wall, you could jump on turn into a shadow and jump on the shadow. So I get that kind of vibe here. Like you're in one reality and you can't solve whatever puzzle it is. You can't get through the room. You shift into the other reality. Sure, it's spooky, but you can get to where you want to go. So that's pretty interesting to me. So yeah. So this is this is like my biggest surprise, that I was like, yeah, I want this. But anyway, let's go back here. I cover everything I wanted to. Yes. Okay. But then down here, there's some other, I don't know, there's a lot of games. They had like 22 games. It was a lot. Okay, optimize. This is what I want to talk about. I need a drink. The optimized games. So, remember, I've said that I'm all about graphics. Like, graphics horsepower is everything to me. And then to come out and say, oh yeah, and by the way, these games, when you get a Series X, they're going to come with a free upscaling to next-gen graphics. Yes, please. Like, that is big. So, I'm not going to skip ahead because I was going to go into some previous rant about Xbox versus PlayStation in this generation, but I'm going to hold off on that. Okay, previously announced. Yeah, I mean, just look at all the optimized games that we're going to get. So that's pretty sweet. So yeah, that brings us back to, where is it? Oh, wait. Actually, there's one more I want to talk about. Phantasy Star. So this one I should be playing right now, Phantasy Star Online, because it's on current gen. But, I mean, cool artwork, action, combat. I mean, like, huge world, MMO type thing. That's really right up my alley. I should be playing it right now, but yeah, I don't want to get sucked into it. But I am very interested to see what it looks like, and what it plays like once we get the Xboxes out, because I'm probably not going to have time to invest in it until we get to the next gen stuff. But anyway, so yeah. I think that's all I wanted to cover. Just real quick, State of Decay looks amazing. Totally not a game I want to play because I don't like the spooky stuff. But anyway, Fable, like the money shot was like, oh, presentation's over. Just kidding. Here's Fable. You're like, what? And I know that there were some rumors about Fable coming back ahead of time. So it wasn't a huge surprise, but it is still really cool. But yeah, I like the trailer. Looks amazing. Beautiful world. I really like this because you got your cute little pixie, and then you got a skull and a sword. And I hope nothing bad happens to that pixie. Foreshadowing. Then we got this mushroom world going on. Like, is Sonic gonna start bouncing around there any minute? Oh, there's a frog or a toad. Anyway, then we got like this just cool landscape and title shot. So Fable. Now, I was never a Fable guy. I played very, very minimal amount of one of the Fables. I don't even remember which one. It was like you start as a kid. Maybe you start as a kid in all of them. I don't know. But that was the big deal. You start as a kid, and the choices you make will determine, like, whatever. But yeah, I didn't get that far through it for whatever reason. But I'm pretty excited for this one. Like, it just feels like the right time to play Fable. But yeah. But anyways, so that was all the games I want to talk about. So based on just the games, who do I think won the presentation? Actually, I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Hold that thought. Just some overall thoughts. Both of them had a pretty good indie lineup. Both of them had some really good AAA third-party games. But I did have a thought, and this was specifically during the Xbox showcase, but it applies to everything, is do you get the idea that game developers and the studios, they expect their game to be the only game that you play? Because it's big. Because there's a lot of big games, and there's a lot of like epic, I hate to use the word epic, but there's a lot of big epic games where you could spend 100 hours in, or I don't know, or something like you're thinking like a Destiny or a Division or any of those big games where they're MMO lights, I guess, or just games as an online service, like that sort of thing. So I'm kind of interested to see some of the smaller games where I can pick them up, play for a week, and then put it down and be happy. And even if they cost $30, $40, $50, even if they're $60 full price games, if I get a good week out of it, if I get a good weekend out of a $60 game, I'm good. I'm happy. I don't need games to last forever. I have games that last forever. I already paid for them. I still pay for them monthly. I don't need more. But anyway, that was just a thought I had. I also thought that Xbox was very quick to point out all the time that it has the most powerful console of this generation, or this next generation, based strictly on the GPU, which, hallelujah. Like I said, I'm all about the graphics horsepower, so let's do it. But I just think it's kind of funny. But then they're always like, they're pushing the tech. They're like, native 4K, thumbs up. I'm like, thumbs up off camera, thumbs up. Ray tracing, thumbs up. 60 FPS, thumbs up. I'm like, this is all amazing stuff. And then Sony's like, yeah, but we got some pretty sweet games. And did I mention that we have instant load times? Like, yes, Sony, you mentioned it. But we'll see. And then I did have another thought. It was like, I would really like to see some of the trailers show more of the games. Like, the teasers are okay, but I want to see at least some nugget of what the game's going to actually look like. But whatever, that was just a random thought. Okay, so then what else? What about the exclusives? And I'll hold off on a rant, but I will say that I don't love exclusives. I don't love third-party exclusives. First-party exclusives, knock yourself out. Third-party, no, don't do it. I hate it. I hate it, which is part of the reason that I hate Epic Games, because I hate that they're buying exclusives. I don't like that, but whatever. Yeah, so anyway, so we're basically down to the heavy hitters, like the Horizon versus Fable. Like, those were the show pieces of each respective showcase. So personally, I think I'm leaning towards Horizon, because like I said, I never really played any of the Fable games. But I think so. Horizon has me more excited. Fable has me more interested. I'll say that. So I don't know what to say there. I want both of them right now. But anyway, so who do I think won this presentation? I think probably, based just on the games, I think probably Xbox. Sony had some great stuff, but Xbox just really, they came to play. 22 games, and it really kind of seals the deal when you're talking about how they're all on Game Pass. Like, if you're on Game Pass, you're basically getting 22, like, all of these games you're getting. And they said something about 100 games. And I don't know if that's 100 games this year will be on Xbox or 100 games at launch. But, I mean, can you imagine? Just like, here's my Xbox. Boop. 100 games? Okay. Sure, I'll take it. And that's not saying anything bad about Sony. Like, I just think that the number of games, the quality of the games, and the Game Pass, like, I think Xbox wins on that. I do. I really do. Is it closer than I thought? Yeah, probably. I mean, we're probably... I would probably say 60-40 Xbox. But anyway. So based on the hardware, like if you add in the hardware, who do I think wins? So for me, like I've said, graphics wins all the time, hands down. So for me, Xbox wins. That's very subjective, right? Objectively, I think that Sony, hardware-wise, if this instant load time, if this near instant load time is true, man, that's gonna be tough, because they're gonna have most of the graphics that the Xbox has, and they're gonna have this near instant load time, and they're gonna have all the cool games that they announced and whatever comes up. Yeah, I don't know. It gets a little bit tighter when you start to bring in the hardware. Like I said, I still personally, subjectively think that Xbox is still in the lead for me. So yeah, and then if you want to add into their showcase titles, the Horizon versus Fable, and it's like, I think it's too close to call there. I think that really brings it down to, I'm still going to lean to Xbox, but at this point, by the time you factor in everything, it's like 51-49 Xbox. It's super close. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. And I just hope that I can get these consoles. Like, I hope it's true what they're talking about, Sony basically doubling the production at launch, because man, I am not looking forward to the F5 race to try to reload, to try to beat all the botters out there that are just buying up to resell hardware. Because that was the reason I never got a PlayStation 3 until late into the generation, is because everyone was just bought them up so quick and then relisted them for 2, 3, 4 times the price. So I never got one until much later. But by then, I was Xbox 360 all in. Because it's just like, that was the one that I got. So, anyway, this is a long episode. What are we at? 39 minutes here, plus the intro stuff. So yeah, we're way over time. So I'm gonna shut up, mostly. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. You're a trooper. I can't believe I made it this far. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you think Sony wins or Xbox wins. Do you care who wins? Are you going to get both? If you had to pick only one, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can't pick either. So which one would you like? Or there's going to be people that only have the money for one. Which one are you for sure going to get or try to get? Like, whatever. Just let me know what you think about the showcases in general. Yeah, let's talk it out, because I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of cool games and a lot of cool horsepower coming out. So let's get this going. And with that, I will now officially stop talking, and I'll see you later.